Hello, everybody. It is your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. If I little look, if I blah 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 blah, if I look a little out of sorts, please forgive me. We got some behind the scene issues going on, and one of them is me running behind. I do apologize, but I thank you for your patience. But like I said, it is your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia. Hello, sis. How are you? Welcome in the room. Huh. Y'all, it's really been a month. And we're kind of winging it today. Not that I don't have anything to talk about. And we need to control that. There we go. Okay. But I have plenty to talk about. I have lots and lots and lots to talk about. And hold on, we're coming. I like to pull it up on the TV as well. Okay, I think we're good now. I think we're good. I am so glad, Joan. You deserve that. You really, really do. You need to just power down for a week. You've been going at it for quite a while. Okay, the first thing I'm going to talk about, guys, because we're like in the beginning of it, but right in the midst of it, is Makers Bingo. So, like I told you in the last live, we have bingo cards. Yay! They are $5 a card. There are 16 spaces or 16 tasks on each card. And what you do is just complete task. Let's see if I can pick a random one and explain better what I mean. Like this one. Okay, here's a good one. Here's a good one. This one has what every card will have on it is subscribe to one channel. Okay, so I'm looking at this one and it has 6 colors on it. It's got, I would say, 2 big items, one being a poncho, one being a shawl. But remember, you got 6 weeks to do this. And it can be a lace shawl, a lace poncho. Okay, so this one has yellow, orange, teal, purple, tan, and gray, poncho or shawl, 4-piece placemat set, 8-piece coaster set, a 30 by 30 throw, cross stitch, double crochet, a washcloth, and a cup cozy. You've got from the day you get your card until July 15th to do this. July 15th. And let's say you decide to make let's say a poncho that's orange and purple. Well, you got orange, you got purple, and you got poncho up here. You can mark 3 of those off. And let's say with what you have left over, you decide to make a cup cozy using the crisscross stitch. So that's 2 more items. So right there, in those 2 items, you've checked off 5 of the items. And subscribing to a channel, that's 6 of them gone. So all you got left is yellow, teal, tan, gray, shawl, double crochet washcloth. It sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's really not a lot. Yay! I am so glad you're here, Michelle. Oh, two of my favorite people. I got a lot of favorite people, y'all, so don't feel left out. Don't feel left out. You're looking at okay, let me see if I can get this right. I kind of made up a word here. You're looking at a hermitess. I refuse to be a hermit. I think they're all older guys with scraggly beards and long oily hair, that dress in the army fatigues with the military, um not pea coat, but the big utility jacket, and the baggy jeans. And yeah, that's what I think when I think hermit. Well, obviously I'm not a man. And even though I got the old age scraggly hair, sometimes the one piece that'll show up here or here, I don't have a long scraggly beard. Oily hair, yes, I do. I have to wash it often, often, often because it is oily. Okay, so back to the bingo. So you have to be 18. You have to have a United States mailing address. No one is sponsoring this but me. This is me. This is what I'm doing. This is because I love you all. I love the word CHALLENGE. And every time I say it, I end up falling asleep, and I got something to prove that. And I just, I like people. And I love doing things together. Yes. So I don't know if you all see what I call the elephant in the room. All of this is items that I have worked on in the month of May, except these. These are granny squares that I have worked on from whenever. I am still finding granny squares from a couple of years ago. So I have granny squares. I have lots. You think this is all? No. I have granny squares. I will be working on a project, and when it's done, I'll have a handful of scrap left, and I will start a granny square. I have been busy, sis. I've been super busy. Okay, I know you all remember this beauty. This is my son's blanket. The only thing I have left to do with his on the big part is outline and add these two squares. His birthday is the last play of bingo, July 15th. And I'm not sure when he and Jenna are coming. So I know that it won't be before his birthday. So I'm really not rushing on that. The rush is to get it off my hook. So I'll work on it, but I'm not rushing with it. This is going to be one of the whips that I'll be working on today. This is as far as I've gotten with the cow with one, the wildflower oasis. I did kind of get away from bingo, but I'm getting back to it. Promise I will. And this I want to finish today. I've not picked it up since the first 23 hours on it. I've got 11 more inches to add to it, which is approximately 10 rounds. So I want to get this completed today. Y'all forgive me if you see me licking my lips. My mouth is very, very, very dry. Yesterday I had a dental appointment. I got my teeth cleaned, and it always happens after I get my teeth cleaned. I showed you this on Tuesday. Axel finally has her name up here. The next names to be added will be Taco and Tito. Of course, you know this is going to work today. Going to be work today. So those are my 3 items for today that I want to work on. I want to complete the poncho. I want to do a few rounds of the crochet along, and I want to work on the scratch blanket. Um, my doctor's office item, I went to the dentist, but I did not take this with me because it was raining. So I'm still right here on my traveling piece. This bag right here is the project bag that I made. It still has the crochet along yarn in it from the crochet along that I'm working on with Juan. I've gotten no further on my tank top, kind of because I'm having some thoughts about it. I'm not thinking about frogging it. I am not thinking about frogging it. But I'm seeing from where I am and what the next step is, how to possibly do it a little differently. I noticed in the book, with the pattern, the young lady has a shirt on underneath. I want it to fill in a little more so that I don't have to wear a shirt underneath. So I'm kind of working with that. Someone reached out to me after my last auction and said that they wanted a project bag. They didn't specify if they wanted the one that I had. So to safeguard myself, I let the grandkids pick out yarn. My coconut oil is in here. But I let the grandbabies pick out the yarn, and I started another project bag. And that's so when that person gets back in touch with me, or if they happen to be here today, they'll see that I've started that project bag. Okay, I think that I've covered everything except one item. So I was watching Michelle and Marty, and their, I think it's called a random cow. And I'm not even going to tell you what the stitch is. I'm just going to show you what I've done, because if you want to know what the stitch is, you're going to have to watch the replay with Michelle and Marty. I'm going to make you do a little bit of work. I am. So I started this at 1 o'clock this morning. I actually started it. This is what I took with me to the dental office yesterday. And okay, I won't. I was told that I can't show my project. So I won't show my project. But I can tell you, not even a peek. I can show you the color scheme, can I? Can I show you the color scheme? Let me get an answer back. Oh, I can't show the color scheme. Okay. Okay. So Maybe it's amazing the way I started recording it then, because last night I started recording my progress on it. I did not put the, I'm working on doing a compilation. Okay, well then I'll change it. I was working on doing a compilation video. So, and I listened, but squirrely brain, forgive me. So it's in the rules that I can't show my project. But I can tell you that if you want to participate, you need to watch that replay. I will try to get the information and put it in the description box so you can follow it. But this is all that I'm working on for the month of May, and we have 2 more days left in the month of May. The rules for the random cow. I can't show it. I can't show the color scheme or anything. But for me, it is a wonderful stash buster. I am going through without showing you the color scheme. I can show you this. I'm going through one whole one of these and a couple of, I guess you can see the little mini cakes that I make. So I'm going through a whole one of these and a couple of mini cakes. And that is that project. So I have been busy. I have been busy. And I made a hat, which I had to wear because I looked like Frankenstein a few weeks ago. Oh, this is terrible. My mouth is really dry. Random Mal 2025. Let me tell y'all something that happened. Last night I tried to go to bed, and at 1 o'clock I was wide awake. So I took my project completely apart and started over at 1 o'clock. At 1:30, I started recording so that I could do a progress type of thing. No, I can't break the rules. I can't break the rules. But I am going to start it over. I'm going to start the project over, and I'm going to um, change up how I'm doing it. I will create a playlist of the color and stitch combinations. Okay. Okay. Um, so I started recording at 1:30 this morning, the project that I was working on, and I gave myself an hour. I went through two of those little mini um, cakes. And then at the end of the second hour, which would have been from 2:30 to 3:30, I told myself that I was going to record the second hour of me working on it. And the last time I looked at the clock, it said 3:22. And when I looked at the clock again, it said 11:30 a.m. So somewhere between 3:22 a.m. and 11:30 a.m., sister went blackout. Okay. So this is the perfect segue back into the bingo. So, like I said about the bingo, you have to be 18 years of age. You have to have a United States mailing address, um, so that I can mail your prize to you. I know that there's a way it can be done digitally, but I have not gotten to that point yet. And maybe when I do it again, I'll be there and I'll be able to include more people and we'll be able to do it digitally. Um, I do know how to send the cards to you digitally, which leads into the third part of it. You can either get your cards by snail mail or via email. So um, you'll get your cards. Once you receive your cards, I need for you to email me. If you have my number, call me or text me and let me know that you have received your cards. And that way I'll know that they are in place. I will go ahead and put your name on the back of your card. When you see the original card, you see that it has two sides. One is yours, one is mine. Once you receive your cards, I will write, there's a number on the back of the cards. I've numbered the cards and I have a page that once I send your card off to you, your name will go on the list by the number. The numbers are in random order. The list is in numerical order, but the cards are in random order. I will go ahead and put your name on the sheet. But once I know that you have your card, I will put your name on the back of your cards. And my cards are kept here all together with the master sheet. And today we're actually getting the envelope out that the verified cards will be kept in. As you complete your projects, there are 16 tasks to be completed. As you do a blackout on your card, what I would like for you to do to safeguard yourself is to, well, to show that you've done it, is to post pictures on my Facebook page, which is Create and Relate, CreateNRelate, Create and Relate. I did not change it there, only here. And also email me those pictures. That way, if Facebook is doing something funky, you know that your pictures have been sent in. I'll let you know that I have the pictures. Everybody will be able to see them on Facebook, and your card can be marked off. It'll be folded up and put into the Nike box, which has the flat lid with the hole in the top. And my granddaughter, the last day to turn in pictures will be July 15th. On July 17th, when my grandkids get out of school at approximately 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my grandbaby will come in about 3 o'clock, and this is after they eat their snack, and shake up the box real good, and my grandson will reach in, and he will pull out 1, 2, 3 names, depending on how many bingo cards are sold. The bingo cards are $5 each. Payment is accepted through Cash App and PayPal. Those will be listed in the description box. If you go under my posts, you'll see where I'm talking about the Makers Bingo. That information is also listed there. As I'm sitting here rocking, I'm going to try to put that information in for you. Okay, we got one of them in. And in a little while, I will put up, that is the PayPal information. That is also my email address. So, in a little while, I'll put the Cash App information in. I like that one. It makes me feel cute. But those are the two methods by which I am accepting payment. And other than that, I want you guys to have fun. Enjoy yourself, have fun. This is not something you have to pick up and do right now. It is no race to get it done, just to get them done and have fun. Like I said, okay, if I've left anything out, everything is listed. I did forget when I originally did the post to put the payment information in. And okay, I got you. I did forget to put the payment information in, and I was reminded. Thank you, Emily. I appreciate you. But so I went back and put that information in, and I am grateful for that, guys. If you all see me do anything that's out of order or something that I forgot, I don't mind soft reminders. I don't mind at all. Just like I tell you all, I don't mind constructive criticism. I don't mind ideas. I encourage it. I am here for several reasons. And one of those reasons is you. I'm here because I feel that I have something to offer, even if it's just a loving friend, for a few minutes to break away from the rigmarole of the day, for you to just sit and have a moment with, and to hear that, hey, my squirrely world is not so bad. Here's somebody else that is going through it too. So if you have suggestions, if you have ideas, please don't hesitate. If you feel it's personal, email me. My email is right there in my description. It's right there on the screen now. So don't hesitate. Now, I will use discretion. If you tell me you think I need to change my color scheme from purple to black and white, it's not going to happen, but I'll read it. Probably won't even take it into consideration, but I'm a purple girl. I love purple. My cup is purple. Almost every project I work on has some purple in it somewhere. Even if now I probably took it out and don't remember where I put it. I've been losing my hooks a lot. Oh yeah. Even if I'm just working on it with the purple hook. I have been losing my hooks a lot. I asked you all Tuesday, and I hope somebody has an answer for me today. What is something that you lose more than anything else? A lot of people, from me looking at TV, because I've seen it a lot on TV this week, have been losing car keys. Um, I'm not going to say I never lost car keys, but it was never a really big thing. Now, house keys, I tend to keep those different because when I was a little girl, my mom, we got stuck in Suffolk because every keychain that was given to my mom, she used to hang on her key ring. And we got stuck in Suffolk because her ignition had to be replaced. We couldn't get the key in the ignition because all of the weight of all the keychains had dislodged the, the I'm laughing at you, Joan. I completely understand. Now stitch markers, because they're so small, and I call them baby squirrels, and they have a mind of their own. I expect to lose those. I do. I have a drawer full. Well, no, not anymore. I have some on order, but stitch markers. Y'all remember my rainbow box with the two drawers? Now I have this kind of stitch marker, which I really don't use that much. I think they're just cute. And then I have the real stitch markers. And you see that strawberry in there. I've never used it. I don't intend to use it. It is my first personal stitch marker or handmade stitch marker, and it was gifted to me by IVB. And it's my first. It's my first handmade one. So no, I'm not going to be using it. So stitch markers, I kind of expected to lose those. That's why I'm always ordering them. And I usually get mine from Temu. I am probably going to be going back to Amazon because of the tariffs. But yeah, I'm constantly ordering or picking up stitch markers. I did enjoy getting the ones that I got from Temu because I got a huge bag. I got like 200 in a bag for under $1. I think it was 97 cents. And I don't think I'm going to find that anywhere else. I really don't think I'm going to find that anywhere else. But yeah, so, but Joan, now let's talk about the clip and light bulb ones. The clip ones, the only reason I have a problem with the clip ones, well, I love the durability of those. These, well, I order so many of these because I'm heavy handed and they break so easily. Now, this happens to be one of the heavy duty ones that I got. See if I can show you the difference. You might not be able to see the difference, but I can feel the difference. The red one is one of the regular or cheaper ones. And after using this about 3 or 4 times, when I go to close it or fasten or unfasten it, this piece right here will break. And I'll end up tossing it right in the trash. This I've had for over a year. And fasten it, closing it, I've not had a problem. I only have 6 of these. I ordered some purple yarn, and one of these came with each ball that I ordered. So yeah, they were heavy duty, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm in love, and they're purple. Yes, label ones. What are they? Joan, I don't even have any. You know what though? But I do have them. Your girl is ready for y'all today. Yes. These are the light bulb ones, Joan. I'm I like these, but I'm not thoroughly impressed by these because oh man, they tend to split my yarn. Now maybe it's because the ones I have are so small and I have fat fingers, but and that's the bottom of them. They're shaped like a light bulb. But when you open it up, the end of it is so pointy. And most of the ones like this that I've encountered are metal. So they tend to split my work. Now, I love these because they don't break. They are durable, but I don't love these because they split my work. And I don't like for my work to be split. If I could find slightly larger ones, which I am intending to look for, um, then I would try those to see if they work. But all the ones that I have, um, I got the array of colors and I got the gold ones. And all of them kind of split my work. And I'm not really happy with that. So, yeah, your girl has a Notion box. I do. When I was getting the organizational things for my room, I thought they somehow could be held. But I love you, Joe. I do. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. My Notion box. I got it when I was getting the organizational things for my room. I don't know if you remember the big clear containers that I got. And when I saw this box, I was like, I got stickers. I can write Notion on this. I can keep everything in here. I have, wow. I have a phone holder ring. Has nothing to do with crochet. I'm pretty sure I had something in mind for it. Of course, I have the hook and needle size measure. I have snips. I have scissors, the foldable scissors. I have pom pom makers. I've got the big dumb diaper pen. It's not dumb. I just call it that. It's actually a great tool. Come on, guys. If you crochet and you don't bite your nails or keep them clipped, you have to have these close by. Emery boards. Snagging your work is the worst. I have stickers. So the two things that, well, the several things that I try to keep an array of are stickers, stitch markers, scissors or snips, and needles. Um, when I send my prizes or giveaways or whatever it is I'm doing at the moment, I like to throw a few of those items in. I also just to say thank you. I if I have it, sometimes I will send tea as well. Like I said, just to say thank you, just because I want you to know that I appreciate you being here to support me. So I will do that. Okay. Is there anything that I have left out as far as the bingo is concerned? I hope not. 18 United States mailing address. Um, the payment. Let's take that one off. Just think of it. Oh boy, yes. Yes. Magnetic s- stitch markers. And not so much as to work on the work, but just to hold them. Now that would be awesome. So that they wouldn't be like we have carpet. It's not shag, but it is plush and it finds everything. That would be so awesome. So let me put this in. Okay, guys, this is my Cash App. information. Yeah, yeah, that's my Cash App information. And if you can see, that's been my Cash App information for mm, some years, ever since I've had Cash App. So you can see how long I have spelled Kitty that way. I've been spelling Kitty that way since 2010, to August of 2010. Kitty, how do you know that? Well, in August of 2010, I attended my first ever live spoken word event. Was the first time that I did spoken word, and I wanted my name before was Kitty, and it was Mizzkitty, and I kind of got to the point that I resented it because people would make such a big deal of Miss Kitty, and I got all the old jokes. Where's Festus? Ha 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 ha. Where's Marshall Dillon? When you first hear the jokes, it's like, cool, yes, it's funny. I'm helping the baby clean up and get ready for lunch. I'm going to watch the replay. I understand. I understand. I love you. Breathe, breathe. And I'm here. But when you first hear jokes, they're funny. But when they come so often, and if you think at the time I was working at 7-Eleven, so I was seeing thousands of people a day, and out of that thousand, maybe 20-25% of them were cracking that joke. And then it plays out really quickly, and you get that handful of people who think the more they say it, the funnier it gets, or maybe out of that handful, a half a handful, who realize that it's starting to aggravate you and they want to keep pushing that button. So I kind of got to the point that I loved the name Kitty. I loved how I got the name, um, but I did not appreciate the jokes. One of the reasons, not only because it was old, but Gunsmoke was my mother's favorite show. And I didn't like Westerns because every weekend coming up, instead of looking at the Kung Fu fighting, or was it Kung Fu theater at 12 o'clock, I had to look at Westerns if I wanted to stay. I'll tell you that in a moment. I would love to share that, Joan. I would definitely be happy to share that. But if I wanted to stay up on Saturday night and look at Dr. Mad Blood, then I had to watch Westerns all day with my mom. Um, my mother kept a very close eye on me. Um, in retrospect, not as close of an eye as she should have, but I don't blame her. Don't, please don't think I blame my mother for any of my past. Even when, as a teenager and young adult, I thought she was being unreasonable. Like I said, in retrospect, I adore my mother and I adore my upbringing. The struggles, the bad, the good, the exposure. Oh my God. I went places that um, poor kids, I don't say poor, but I say po, that po kids just weren't privy to. My mother would go to the bank every Friday and get money, and we would travel, we would drive, we would get on the bus, we would, do adventurous things on the weekends just so that I would have exposure. And this was like twice a month, every month. Carolina, Connecticut, New York, Pennsylvania, um, New Jersey, Maryland, Texas, Mississippi. I mean, we would just go, and I appreciate that. I there are a lot of places that I've been that people who grew up under the same circumstances as me and in the same demographics can't begin to say. So I appreciate my upbringing. It helped make me the woman that I am now. Back to the new Kitty. In August of 2010, my bestie, who worked she was a member of management at Barnes and Noble, was very much into spoken word. And she used to talk about it all the time. And she was like, hey, get your stuff and come on. And I went with her and I fell in love with it. And when I put my name on the list the first night, I did write Mizzkitty. And to hear it come out of these people's mouths almost made me sick. So the next time I changed it, because I had written a really, really adult piece. So I changed it to Sexy Kitty. It was Sexykitti. And to me, it was just too plain. It didn't characterize who I was. So after that, I put double E's for the Y's, and it stuck. It's So that's how I got to be Sexy Kitty. Now, how did I get to be Kitty to begin with? Well, let me tell you. My first husband and I should have just remained friends and drinking buddies. But we took it a step further and we exchanged vows. And, there were good times as well as bad times. And a good time, we were having a bit of a spat. And he said to me, he used to call me Cat. My name is Catherine. It bothers me to no end when people say Catherine because that's not my name. My mama told me you can spell your name XYZ and pronounce the N if you want to. That's your name. So I have always preferred to be called by my nickname because Sanita, hi! Welcome in, welcome in. Oh, don't I feel privileged? This is another superstar that's in my room. But anyway, my first husband used to call me Cat. I didn't mind being called Cat. And in one of our spats, he had the upper hand. And I went away and started pouting. And he said, you know what? You don't deserve to be called Cat right now. I'm going to call you Kitty because your growl is worse than your scratch. And it stuck. I absolutely loved the idea of being called Kitty. And I went to work. I was working at Burger King. I went to work the next day and had them to change my name from Kathy to Kitty. And the people on my job knew that I was from North Carolina. So my whole nickname became Kitty Hawk from North Carolina, named after the city in Carolina, Kitty Hawk. So Kitty Hawk from North Carolina stuck for years. It stuck from 86 probably until 98. So yeah, it stuck for quite a while. And then I just kind of dropped everything else and I was just known as Kitty. And that's when I started getting really, really back into my poetry in 98. And I was even traveling, but I was just reading my pieces and not really doing, spoken word so much. But yeah, that's how I got my name. I love it when y'all ask me questions. I love it when superstars pop into my room too. Not that you all are not superstars. Each and every one of you is a superstar. And all of you hold a special place in my heart. You do. You absolutely do. So, like I said, the three things that I am going to work on today are the cow. No problem. I love sharing that I do. I absolutely love sharing that. I tell people all the time that I'm an open book, and it's I don't mind sharing my life, the good, the bad, the ugly. Yes, yes, you, Sunita. Absolutely, you. Come on now, own your title. But when I share the good, the bad, and the ugly, um, it's like therapy for me, and I think it also shows other people that no matter what you're going through, you can get through. You know, when you feel that thicket growing up around you, and it gets to the point that it almost feels crippling, I believe deep in my heart that each of us can either be blessed with a machete to cut our way through, or our eyes will be open and the day will be illuminated enough that we can find that path that we just didn't see before. So I believe that we can make it through. Sometimes remnants of it may follow us through our life, but I think those remnants are there for lessons so that we'll know not to try down that path again, you know, or so we can take the tools that we learned from that path and keep moving forward. I often look at the fact and question the fact that most of my adult life, I have struggled financially and environmentally. But, guys, I am 61 years old. Every morning I look in the mirror, I don't see 61. My kids had given me the ages 36 through 39 for years. I think this year I looked in the mirror and I finally saw 40, but that's still 21 years younger than I am. And even though my body won't let me do the things that I want to do, I look at a lot of people with my health problems who can't do half of what I do. So if I can be inspiration to anybody to keep moving forward, then I'll continue to do that. My mission in life is to pull somebody up with me. Case in point, I have ideas about keeping yourself in the black, you know, so that you're not drowning in debt and so that you're not. And I've had these ideas for years. And my family has always wondered, oh, I love telling y'all this. And then we'll go after that. My family always wondered, why do you struggle? I have taken this tool that you taught me, and I don't have to worry about anything the rest of my life. Well, you have to have all the tools for that to happen. At the time that I came up with that, I was on welfare. My check was $219 a month, and my rent was $199 a month. I still had to pay electric, gas, water, telephone bill, and so my kids wouldn't be crazy out of their mind, cable. I did not have a car. I was going to school, cosmetology school. I had a live-in guy, so I didn't have to worry about cooking, cleaning, childcare because he was there. He wasn't working. I had to put him to work. I had to make him the housewife, and I went out and did what I had to do. That $20 was not going to cover my transportation back and forth to school, um, clothes for the kids. You know, this is outside of the electric, gas, water, phone bill, cable. These are the other things that have to happen. The fact that I was a smoker, I wanted my cigarettes. You know, the kids were growing up, Christmas, birthdays, other holidays coming around. I wanted to be that mom that made sure they had toys and things. So I had to find a way to generate income. I became a candy lady. And the money was enough to cover what I needed to do when candy sales got low, when tips got low at beauty school. Then yes, we will fall behind on things. Fortunately, I had a family I could go to. But my family were the main ones who did not understand, why are you even coming to us if and I had to break it down to them and ask them, rent $199, check $219. How far do you think this $20 is going to go? The smallest of the bills I had was my electric bill. It came, was my water bill. It came every other month, and every other month it was $35. So if you split that up and just pay that, then at the end of 2 months, I only have $5 left over. you know? So do I pay the electric company $5 every 2 months? Or do I pay the gas company $5 every 2 months? How about the cable or the telephone? So I constantly had to show my family, hey, this is what I have, and this is how I have to maneuver. And when they're like, but what you've shown us has put us in a position that we don't have to worry about anything. I know that. And if I had what it took to get there, I could be the same way. So I am so thankful for the mind that I've been given, the fact that I'm able to help somebody else. I love helping. I absolutely love helping. If I can help the next person advance to the next level, that's what I'm going to do, y'all. Despite my situation, despite what I have to go through, I'm not keeping that knowledge from anybody. Move forward. Move forward. My son right now is living a life that he never thought he would be living, coming from the background that he came from. He and his fiance just bought a house the latter part of last year, a 4-bedroom house down in San Antonio, Texas. And he absolutely loves it. And he's thankful for it. And I appreciate the fact that he's thankful for it. But it's because he took the tools that I taught him, and he's taught the same thing to Jenna. And even if they part right now and go their separate ways, they have what they need to go into their retirement. Fine. Fine. Yeah. I've taught people how to pay off their student loans in less than 100 years. And it is a method that worked. It didn't work for me that way because I didn't have the means, but if you have the means, it will help. And I think that I am blessed with these ideas, these thoughts, because it's meant for me to share positivity. And that's what I do. I'm just meeting my call. So with that being said, like I told you, I was going after that. Don't forget the bingo cards. Just reach out to me. They are $5 a card. You have until July 15th to meet the blackout goal. The drawing will be held on the 17th of July. Tickets will be on sale. Excuse me. Cards will be on sale until they sell out, or June 15th, whichever one comes first. So just reach out to me. I will get those cards to you either digitally or by snail mail. Know that I love each and every one of you. Go about and have a fantastic day. And don't forget to be bold, be brave, be beautiful, and above all, behave. Know that Kitty loves you from the bottom of my spirit. And until we see each other again on these YouTube streets, peace out, everybody.